in the land of Mordor, in the fires of Mount Doom, the Dark Lord Sauron forged in secret a master ring.
You shall not pass!
An alliance once existed between elves and men. Long ago we fought and died together. What have we done?
Greetings, one and all, and welcome to a review for possibly the worst episode of television I have ever seen. $1 billion, ladies and gentlemen. $1 billion. $1 billion. And this is the best they can do. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank God it's Friday, because I don't know how much more of this shit I could take. Oh my God.
The wine is almost flowing just to get through this episode. Almost. Just like, God, give me a belt or two. It's bad.
Someone out there, somewhere out there, Max von Sydow is reciting his lines from Conan to Amazon, saying the wine has no taste, The gold has lost its luster. The jewels cease to sparkle. Why? Because this was the most boring fucking episode of television I have ever seen. I'd rather go back to the theater and have to be forced to watch 50 Shades of fucking Grey instead of this fucking episode of Lord of the Rings.
Or the shark side of the moon.
God help me.
Oh my God, tell Eris it makes Moonfall look like Academy Award winner.
Jesus.
I'm dead. It was
This is worse than Twilight fan fiction.
Twilight
You have
fan fiction is
taken
Academy Award material compared to this.
You have taken the most beautiful writing the world has ever seen and turned it into a absolute shit show. We are going to write the story Tolkien never could. Yeah, because he wasn't fucking scissoring in a room of hens high out of their fucking minds going, oh my God, this is sounding great. You have not seen what I have seen.
I'm going to take a little bit from this era and a little bit from that era, and we're going to just mix it all together and make a shit pile.
All the while going, scissor me timbers, girls. Scissor me timbers.
I can't with y'all this morning. I can't.
Let me welcome my co-hosts. The lady, the ring bearer, Arwyn Avalon. The Rooster Day Bob. Zaxx should be with us here in the next 10 minutes. Guys, Project StoryTime's out, but I want to read, before we get started, I wanted to read some of the things Project StoryTime put in our private chat while we are watching this episode. 25 minutes in the episode, he says, our hearts are bigger than our feet. Unless you fall behind, then fuck you. Which we find out the Harfoots, man. You fall behind, that's it. Let's laugh at the guy who died from bees. Yeah. What a great people. A guy was swarmed, one of the Harfoots was swarmed with bees. And they're all like, yeah, poor son of a bitch, he was an idiot. He got swarmed by bees. Ha 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 ha.
An idiot. An idiot.
They used a term used today to describe a moron in a show that happens in a faraway land thousands and thousands of years ago.
Yep, that's the best they could do. I guess it sounded Harfooty. I don't know. Idiot.
Yeah, their little chant when they were walking down the trail, that got old in about 2 seconds.
What was it? I can't even remember.
Something about everybody stays on the trail, nobody gets off the trail, or some bullshit.
Nobody's left behind. We don't go off. We don't, we don't.
Yeah.
Basically, we don't adventure, motherfuckers. You don't adventure, and we'll all stay together. But then one little mishap, and it's like, no, you're at the back of the trail.
Yep.
You're wolf fodder. Who cares about you?
Yeah, one of them got eaten by wolves.
No.
Somebody got eaten by a wolf and the wolves. And they're all laughing about, the wolves ate him. That's so funny. That's so funny, you sick fucks.
Yes, Joker voice, bullshittery.
And after every name, it's except for the bee guy, it's we wait for you.
Sorry.
Don't think they're gonna be showing up for dinner there, Lucy.
Absolute morons. Dean Krantz says Tolkien could not write that story because he already wrote a much, much better story.
He would have been dumbing himself down 10 times over to write this story.
I don't think so. My position on this show is it absolutely effing sucks. It's boring. It's got an insufferable twat as a lead. I think it's just going to become easier and easier to justify my position.
Yeah, this is she is the single most unlikable character I have ever seen in my life. I mean, she's up there, Captain Marvel, Brie Larson bad.
What a self-grandizing, insufferable prick. That's what she is.
Psychodorf 9 with a $5 super chat. I wasn't going to watch this. I will watch the train wreck. Thank you so very much, Psychodorf 9, for your $5 super chat, brother. You guys keep the fires burning bright here in Valhalla. And you know what? We're going to start out burning it fucking down. Skull! God help us. Yeah, I'm about there. The idiots writing the show. This is CW bad. This is CW bad with a little budget. Because I don't know what they did. I don't know if they're washing the money. I don't know. In the back rooms, they're just like, oh yeah, we're gonna say we spent this much, but then we'll just wash the money and throw it in the dryer. And yeah, I know that's not how it works, but the idiots over at Amazon apparently think that is the way it works.
But Loki, Elendil's a sea captain.
The king of the Numenor is a bitch. His son is a whiny brat. And his daughter's like, oh my God, I got this accepted as an engineer. I'm going to be an engineering school, Daddy.
Yay!
But I thought they never reconsidered. Oh, but my brother, he talked me into reapplying.
And good morning, Lady Mist, Laura B, Snortapoopas Cuber, my favorite polar bear on YouTube, Keely Chow, Roll Tide Brother, Joker Voice, Project Cambrian, Dean Krantz, my wonderful wrenches here, the Mad Doctor, Deg Outlaw is here. Good morning, everybody. Sit Room, Shellback TJC, Scissor Me Timbers. Yes.
I was waiting for those emojis. I knew he would bring it.
God help us.
Can we talk about, elves, the fairest of the fair, descendants of the Valar, the angels, the high beings of Middle Earth, even the Sylvan elves, still grace, elegance, discipline. Those fuckers in that orc camp. Come on now.
And supposedly some of the baddest damn warriors in Middle Earth.
Yes.
The whole water scene. Oh, and the vampire orcs. Oh, sun bad. No. Sun watch. They have sun watch, y'all. Sun watch.
Yeah. Yeah. We tunnel underground except when we just, for some reason, just open a big pit.
But they keep the prisoners up where the sun is instead of in the pits with them and make them labor from underneath. No, they have sun watch, and then they torture them with water.
We haven't had shade in 3 stinking days. Oh,
just dead. God, and Stinky gets lopped. Poor Stinky. Rest in peace, Stinky elf.
Poor Stinky. Bring us that one. Hey, smells nice.
But again, Cool Ocean is the only one who has any really smooth moves.
Yeah.
Of all those elves, between Stinky and Mr. McHuman looking elf, whatever, the so-called
never
leader.
Forget
No.
Bambino.
Yes.
Bambino.
Warg.
the Chihuahua warg. So they're so at this point in the episode, the orcs are like, bring out the warg, and I'm thinking, oh shit, it's gonna be like, no. He shows up and he's like, and you're like, what the fuck? What in the absolute hell? And let me welcome Zaxx. Good morning, my friend. How are you doing?
Hey, Zaxx.
Hey, Zach.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I made it. I made it. I survived the show. Got my kid on the bus. Now the rest is easy.
All right.
We were just talking about Bambino, the super Chihuahua org.
Oh wow!
What a
was
warg!
that? What was that? Like that's the worst. One of the not maybe the worst, but some of the most awful CGI I've seen in a long time. With the big bulgy cartoony eyes, like Wile E. Coyote.
It was bad. And the
It was
teeth
awful.
that went every which way. I mean,
Oh.
it was
A warg Chihuahua.
Yep, that's pretty much what it was, Snort.
Oh, you guys. That was definitely a show that was on TV.
yes.
How do you spend $1 billion on this? I understand that 250 million went to the rights, but where did the rest of the money go?
It sure wasn't in that Chihuahua.
I guess it was in all the buying out all the local florist shops for all the shit that the Harfoots stuff in their hair.
My God.
I don't know.
All these stealth hobbits with these big things on their heads, so you can definitely not miss them.
The grasses and the milkweeds and the twigs, the straw. I don't know. I think farmers made a killing that
With the
year.
Sorry, guys. I think I'm roboted there for a second.
Everybody there?
I'm
Yep.
here. Yeah.
All
I
right.
think it was Arwyn. Arwyn?
Oh, okay.
No, I think we lost Arwyn.
Dean,
Wow.
it's not a dog, it's a warg.
Oh man. So with that with the caravan now, the way they're doing that with the quote unquote Harfoots, is Nori supposed to be Frodo or is he Rosa Parks now?
Oh God. Back of the bus.
Back on the
I
bus.
didn't think about that. Back of the bus.
Just smack us over the head with it, why don't you?
It's absolutely. You're on the nose. Yeah, we did lose Arwyn. Arwyn down, Lady Arwyn down. Just Jefferson with a £5 super chat. I wish I could stop watching this shit, but I can't look away. I have to see how bad it's going to get, and it just keeps getting worse. Absolutely agree.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Couldn't agree more.
This
Someone
is the
said
kind of
armor budget. Go ahead.
I was gonna say this is the kind of show you get sentenced to watch.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, that is exactly what I was thinking. This is torture. This is torture.
Yes, it is.
This is worse than, stinky, work tree, stinky tree. Putting Stinky, to take out the tree, and then they cut his throat. The elves are pussies in this show. The elves are a bunch of pussies.
Yeah, they found the most beta actors they could find to play the white elves anyway.
And Cool Ocean being the cool
God.
ocean guy. That's our little nickname for him because he has to be cool. He can't lose his shit. He can't be toxic male in any way because he's dating the white woman on the show.
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, he must be beloved and flawless.
Yes. Mexican Iron Man with the 999 super chat. Fake news here on this channel. Brown Ocean Breeze shall watch this show later today and repel and debate any meanie-faced naysayers. I look forward to seeing Orc Bambino and debating Amazon racists. So why is Amazon calling people that question anything about this show bigots, ists, phobes, Yahtzee?
Oh, I guess because I have to protect their $1 billion fiasco.
And what else they this is the thing. Like they have one move, and if your show is bad, they're so uncreative. Not only the writers who work on the show and the showrunners, but the entire companies. They have one move, and every time it's if you don't like it, you're racist. Every time. Yep. That's it.
And their 72-hour embargo on reviews. How long has that been going on now? A week?
Oh my God! Yeah.
Have they started letting people review on Amazon yet?
I don't think so.
Because I'm not even watching this on Amazon.
I have no idea.
No, high seas, baby.
That's right. I refuse to give them a penny. I canceled Prime. I'm not ordering anything off of Amazon. I don't care how cheap it is. I don't care how much they bring the price down. They're not getting my money. Why? Because they are tarnishing a good man's name. They are saying that he couldn't write this. That his mind wouldn't have allowed him to write it because Tolkien was just, an instant obity Yahtzee, and we shouldn't explore his world today as it was because of how things were then. So we have to change it to be acceptable now.
That's not how it works, people.
One would think. One would think. Oh, God. So bad. Oh.
And this episode, without Khazad-dûm, which is the only part of the show so far that I thought was okay, or that I did enjoy that little bit in Khazad-dûm, even though the characters aren't right. But even still, it was enjoyable, cool to see it. Wasn't in this at all. I had nothing. I didn't like any part of this episode, period. It was embarrassing.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
absolutely.
How about Galadriel when she was riding the horse? I mean, oh my God. That face, it was just wanted to make me punch an old woman in the face.
It was maniacal. She was burying her fangs. That's what she was.
Yes, that wasn't a smile.
No.
And we can do that. Thank you, Jester of Sin, and thank you, Mexican Iron Man, for your super chats. You guys keep the fires burning bright here in Valhalla. And you want to punch an old woman in the face? Dave Bob will punch an old woman in the face. Skull!
God, I want to punch an old woman in the face.
Yes.
The most insufferable, arrogant, obnoxious know-it-all is Galadriel. No, no, that's so far off from Tolkien's vision of her. And he spelled it out. And they just pooched it on every level.
Did you say
her character?
Did you say ride? Hop on, big boy.
I think my favorite part though is reducing not Gandalf down to a Harfoot pet.
Oh man.
That's what he is now. He's their pet.
Yeah.
Gandalf smash! Gandalf smash! Gandalf slay! Gandalf brand! Gandalf brand!
Gandalf is stupid. He burns up his map because he gets too close to the fire.
Oh my God.
Oh.
And he kills fireflies.
It's the Frankenstein thing.
Yep.
It's all fire.
I've got a theory about that smile on the horse. It's got to be. Yeah, wait for it. It's got to be Photoshop because she doesn't know how to smile. So they probably did that in post.
Well, they did a very good job. It was more like a grimace
or a snarl.
Well, some studios can't cast actors that can run. Some can't cast actresses that can smile. I mean, I guess they figure it is what it is. Just
maybe that's what the budget went to is getting her to smile. That's where the budget went, is digitally enhancing her face so that she can smile.
Oh God, they did a piss poor job though, because that was bad.
I hope the horse fires his agent after this.
Okay, but here's my question. And I guess this is for the director who, somebody had to get up there and go, just smile like you've never smiled before. Why is she smiling? Because she's on a horse? Because she's riding. Why the hell is she smiling? At this point, she's still on Numenor. There's not a whole hell of a lot she has to smile about.
Well,
From
you
her
know when a horse is galloping and you're astraddle it, most women would probably smile.
Not like that, Dave Bob. Not like I've never. Oh my God, that was painful. That was a
Project Storytime at 7:45 a.m. in the back room says, so if the orcs were tunneling to avoid the sunlight, why is there a giant open area?
Thank you. Thank you. Exactly.
Yep. Exposed to sunlight.
Oh, I don't know.
Why did they give her a horse on top of all of that? Like she was a prisoner-ish. And they're like, yeah, no, just go do whatever you want now. They went from we're going to hold you here. You can't leave the city to just do whatever you want. Here's a horse.
And not only a horse, that was a Shadowfax-esque kind of horse.
Agreed. Beautiful horse.
That was a beautiful, well-groomed, sparkling, pristine, pearly white horse. She didn't get, bossy from the back stable.
No.
She got like the royal horse.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Well, I
know.
now that horse, now that I consider things, was probably the best part of the show. And he should probably get an Emmy for that portrayal, for being willing to carry her like that.
He had a better expression on his face than she did.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
The horse is a better actor.
10 times better.
Wilbur. Gladriel.
Gladriel. And they all, we were saying they all roll their R's. Every time
Yes.
a normal speech until you get to a name, and then the R is like,
Arwyn.
I'm like, fuck all the way off with this. I'm sorry. It just was so annoying. That's why I can't help but laugh at it, because it's ridiculous. $1 billion, y'all. Tolkien's appendices. And this was the best they could come up with. Come on. Even the most jaded person's got to be like, they pooched this one. They missed the boat.
I love them 7-footers too.
The Numenorians.
So Numenorians were like 6 feet, 7 feet tall, very tall, very tall. And Lindiel's race was very tall. These guys, Morpeth Clark's like 5'3".
Oh yeah.
And these guys are like maybe an inch or two taller than her. And you're like, but wait, the Numenorians were all like over 6 feet tall. They were huge men. They were the men of men.
Yes, they were the men of men. Yes, they were.
But here's the thing, though, guys. Noticing height makes you a bigot. So, yeah.
Oh. Wow.
Now, are we heightists? Is that what we do?
That's what it is. They're out of ideas.
I couldn't believe this. I saw a definition for what an ist is the other day. And it is, and in one of the definition explanations, it talks about someone who criticizes art, film, and I'm like, wait, what?
Really? Where did you see that?
Someone who is critical. Someone posted it on Twitter. I'll see if I can find it.
Is that the new definition now?
Let me see if I can find it. It might be the Urban Dictionary. I don't know.
How many people right now who are fully functional human beings who don't slobber on themselves most of the day are choosing to watch this show unless you're reviewing it for YouTube? Like, who else wants to see this? Who could stay awake through that last night?
I don't know, because again, and I've said it before, even as a standalone fantasy, take Tolkien completely out of it. Okay,
Yeah,
this
did.
is not Tolkien. This is Sci-Fi Channel afternoon fantasy. Okay, even as that, the acting is still bad for the most part. There are a couple of bright spots. Big Mama and Prince Boy. We all like them.
Yep.
But for the most part, the acting is bad. The story is convoluted. You don't know where the hell you are in a timeline. Even if it's a standalone timeline, you still don't know where the hell you are. You don't understand what is the relation between the elves and the humans. How did this happen? Where did they come? What's their story? You don't understand anything. Your heroine is an insufferable biatch that
Yep.
nobody really gives a shit about.
Nope.
This is not good writing, even as a low budget standalone fantasy. It's just not.
You know, one thing I noticed about this show where they've really, well, they screwed everything up, but what I would have done were I a showrunner in Hollywood, which I would never be, but when you tell a story like this, that's this big with this many characters, this many places, you have to start small and build outwards, like the actual trilogy did in the books, where you start with Frodo, Bilbo, Gandalf, and as they explore and see more of the world, so do you, so that you get to invest and understand the characters you meet as you meet them, as opposed to here's 5 different stories all over a map you don't understand, from people you don't know or care about yet.
They're info dumping. And
Oh,
that's
God.
one of the no-nos to writing from, I mean, I'm not an author, but from what I understand, you don't want to info dump all this shit on your audience when they have no connection with any of these characters. Even with Game of Thrones, they started with the Starks. They started with the Lannisters. They kind of brought them, you know, the Baratheons, they kind of brought them all together, and you learned who these characters were as the episodes went on.
Yep.
And you got to know what they were about, their relations to each other, their relations to Westeros. It was more of a gradual feeding rather than, okay, here's all these people. But that's what they're doing, though. It pisses me off because at the same time that they turn around and say, oh, all you Lord of the Rings fans, you Tolkien fans, you're ists and you're phobes and all this because you don't like it. But at the same time, they are relying on this built-in audience to support it. You can't have it both ways. You
And
can't
don't
shit
tell
on
us.
Tolkien and then try to feed it to us and expect us to accept it.
Amen, Arwyn.
And don't tell us, show us. Don't
Yeah.
go through, just monologues and everything, explaining stuff, show us.
I mean, look
June
at the
Wong with
difference.
$5 super chat says, "Look at horse scene and then say I'll have what she's having." Thank you,
That's-
June Wong.
That's good. I might borrow
Mankini
that
draws with $2 super chat. Wait, Rings of Power stars Mr. Ed. Apparently,
Wilbur.
Wilbur Gladriel.
Oh my God, Sensei, yes. Sauron's brand. Galadriel's a dumbass then. She is a dumbass. 200
Yep.
years to notice. Wow.
I'm hiding out, but here's a map to where I'm hiding. Come on, guys.
It's all over. It's, come find me. It's his calling card.
Sauron never. Okay, so first of all, Sauron never directly worked for Morgoth.
Right.
He was not his lieutenant. So that right off the bat, this makes absolutely no sense. And then the brand, I'm just like,
God.
yeah,
Tattoo
okay.
of his home.
And the writing in this is so bad and so transparent that last week, when we were doing this show last week, I said this guy that found Gladriel in the ocean is going to be connected to Sauron.
You did.
Yep.
He's gonna have a tattoo, or he's gonna have something of the mark, or he's gonna be connected in some way to Sauron. And what do we get this week? Oh, I was the king of the Southlands, and we joined our blood with Morgoth, and we were his little bitches. Why did Morgoth need humans? He had a giant army of orcs, and he had Balrogs. Why did he need humans at all?
Plural Balrogs.
Plural.
Yeah, plural Balrogs. And these elves that are getting their asses handed to them, these are the elves that fought those Balrogs.
Oh, God.
And took them down.
The tug
And
of
took them
war
down.
chain scene.
And they can't even handle Bambino.
The Wonder Warg.
The Chihuahua. The mutant Chihuahua.
And how about plot contrivance library they found, where they just happened to find the right piece of paper in all those scrolls and put it down on a map that happened to be open to the exact place where Mordor is.
And then the light bulb went off. Oh, It's the map. Yeah.
In case you missed it, here's a flame effect for you.
Yeah, here's a flashback flame effect.
And notice, okay, Galadriel got saved by old, discount Aragorn there. I can't remember his name. on the raft. He went ahead and saved her, but she's
Hallbrand.
got Hallbrand. Thank you. She has no use for him until she finds out, oh, wait, okay, he's royalty of this land here. Maybe he can help me out. Then she wants to save him. Self-serving bitch. I cannot stand her character. And Galadriel is one of my favorite characters ever of Tolkien's world. I love her complexity. I love her wisdom. I love her insight. You know, she is everything that you want a magic user to be, if you can even call her that. No, she's almost divinity in a way, in the way she has insight into people and into things. But now she is reduced to a petulant child, and I just want to freaking smack her and send her to bed without supper. Put her in a corner, stick her there. I don't give a shit about her. I don't care about her. I really don't.
And she makes about as much of a fierce warrior looking at that little teeny delicate frame as nothing. I mean, a good breeze would blow her over.
But yet she could take down a snow troll while the rest of her comrades, also elves, get their asses kicked. Okay.
Yeah, also men elves, though. You got to remember it was men elves.
Yep. Patriarchy!
White men elves.
Yeah,
you're right.
Oh my God, y'all, we were watching the show. I don't know how the hell this happened, but I made a comment. I said, oh, patriarchy. And then Siri came up with the definition of patriarchy. I'm getting preached at by my phone.
They're listening to you.
I was dead. Even Siri's pissed off at it. Like, no.
And Galadriel is supposed to be 6'4", correct?
Yeah, 6 foot. Yeah.
Yeah, all the elves were supposed to be, tall and fair. Descendants of starlight.
She's the Morfydd Clark is 5'3".
Yeah. They don't even care.
So in the original movies with Peter Jackson, they used a lot of like little camera tricks to make people look smaller and make people look taller. Yeah. So they used perspective with their camera angles to do a lot of what they did. When you see Sauron at the beginning of Fellowship, that is all camera work where they made him look huge. It's all camera tricks, right? The hobbits, when they get to the prancing pony, a lot of stuff they did was camera tricks.
So well done too.
And they do not have that. They do not have that talent behind the camera in any way, shape, or form. They could, if they wanted to, do things like this, but it is so beyond them. It is so beyond the realm of we can do this that they don't even think about doing it, because to them it doesn't matter. The lore doesn't matter. The history doesn't matter. They've only got access to the appendices, and they're just going to do whatever they want to do. They don't care about keeping it to what Tolkien did, because they have no respect for Tolkien. They have no care, no love, and no respect for Tolkien.
But we got $1 billion, and we can't do shit.
And forced perspective is such an old technique that's been, basically perfected over the years that anyone can really do. It's kind of it's a low tech technique, and they're spending $1 billion. And their best camera trick, the only one they're using right now, is to splatter stuff on the screen. You get some water, some blood splatter. That is horrible. Like, that's cringy to use that.
Jester of Sin with £5 super chat says, "Let us not forget the moment Guy Lad Riel tried to blame the elves for the war that Morgoth started."
Yeah.
We started the war. It's true. It's true. The elves started the war. That is true. Thank you so much, Jester of Sin. McKinney Draws, $5 super chat, said, "Arwyn, would you change your rating if there was a 6-foot dwarf in the show?"
Only if he looked like a Oakenshield there. Then yeah, I might. Just put a picture of him in the bottom right-hand corner of my screen and leave it up for the whole show, and it would improve the rating. He wouldn't even have to be in the show. Just stick him up there, and I'd be like, okay, maybe a 2. Maybe.
Why is
know-
it that the only welcoming female I have seen on this show is Duran's wife?
Yeah, she
Good
is.
question.
Because I mean,
she's great.
Yeah, dude, I did not
love
expect
her.
that. Zaxx, I did not expect that. I was going into this thinking, oh my God, what are they doing? And then she's like, ooh, Gandalf, honey, you come here. I'm going to give you a hug, baby. We going to go get some chitlins and some pig's feet. You staying for dinner. And Duran's like, he's not staying for dinner. And she's, oh, you don't listen to that redhead motherfucker. You come with me, baby. You come on in the kitchen. We going to get you fed. You too skinny, boy. You too skinny. Come on now. Let's go get you fed and we'll get you big like a dwarf.
Oh, she
I like
makes
my
me
men
call
big and
her Big
hairy.
Mama. She's Big Mama. She's our
They
Big
were
Mama.
great. That was
So, yeah.
That was
They-
fun. You know what? Like, if she had just led with that, because she's instantly likable, instantly. If she
Mhm.
just did that for the interviews, like there'd be no issues for whatsoever. But like, I was taken aback by how much I liked her character and her performance.
You know, okay, talking about Galadriel's height, though, and call me a cynic, but I wouldn't be surprised if casting a very small, petite actress wasn't done by choice to make it look like that illusion that she's so oppressed, that everything is bad
Maybe.
for her favor, and everyone's oppressing her, and she's got this quest, and look how strong she really is because this little petite thing, but she's kicking ass, and she's, you know, raging against the man, the patriarchy to hold the strong, brave, independent women down. I wouldn't be surprised if it was a visual choice because it sure as hell isn't Tolkien.
But she was never a freaking warrior.
He's staying for dinner was the best scene in the show so far. Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Yep.
And
Punk
it's
Waddle's never
Doogie
wrong.
Howser. What was that, Zaxx?
I said Punk Waddle's never wrong.
No,
Gets it.
no.
It's true.
And it
It
was
was
Doogie Howser Elrond, for God's sakes.
Now,
Doogie Howser
I
Elrond.
will say something positive. I do think, and I even said this when we were watching it. When they're coming in on the boat into Numenor, I did think that was pretty. I saw where some of the 1 billion went right there, but how long did that scene last?
Just a
I
few
don't know.
minutes.
Yeah, at most. And then we're back to the horrible acting, the angsty writing, the terrible protagonist that's supposed to be Galadriel, the rolling of the R's. I mean, shit. Every time he did that, my eyes rolled. So I guess it was effective in some way. But I did think that was pretty. Just I thought, you know, Khazad-dûm was pretty.
Yeah, the opening Numenor scene was pretty good. I mean, I'll give them that. You know, that's where, you know, maybe $50 of the billion went.
That did look great. You can't take that away from them. The overhead crane type sweeping shots of CGI. But so the cities look amazing. That opening looked really cool to me. But they're also filming in New Zealand. Okay, and they're filming in New Zealand using green screens to look like New Zealand. You could just go outside.
Yeah. There's
Go
mountains out
outside.
there.
Good point. Good point. Just open a door. You stick the camera in the doorway. You've got New Zealand. God.
Could you imagine working on this show? How many concussions you'd give yourself trying to get through the day? Just these people.
Oh, y'all, I don't know.
They're not filming there next season.
Nope.
And they're not, from my understanding, they're not going back to New Zealand again. So whatever shots they got, that's it. This is all they have.
Yeah, it's something to do with the COVID restrictions and stuff that were being implemented out there in New Zealand. They're pretty draconian with their
Yeah, but
mandate.
still, I just don't think they want to film there. I don't think they want to film there. I don't think they want to deal with it. I think they got their sweeping shots, whatever they're the like what we got today, what we got when they showed what was it? What was the Elven City? God, what's the name of the Elven City? They showed the Elven City in the first episode, where Gil-galad was with Elrond and Galadriel. I think that's it. I think that's all they did. They got some sweeping shots. They filmed some stuff like that, and that's what they're going to use for the next 5 years, if they make it 5 years.
And
now,
they ruined so many lives of people who live in New Zealand and Auckland, who moved there with a 5-year guarantee of employment to work on the show from all over the country.
If they had a set time of this, like a set schedule of the story and the seasons, you know, how many seasons they were going to be. I wasn't sure if they did or not.
Yeah, they got a 5-year guarantee. So
5 years.
everyone working there got a 5-year guarantee of employment, or quote unquote guarantee of employment. And they all moved to Auckland. They have the government paid to upgrade the studio there so Amazon would use it. And then they're pulling out and everyone's fired.
Shit, if they had that in their contracts, though, they could sue.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they do or not, but I know people were very upset in New Zealand by that.
Yeah. Well, where are they going to film? They're going to film here? They're going to film in
No, they're going to film in Britain. They're going to film in Britain.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's all going to be on. It's all going to be on the new filming technique that Disney has perfected, supposedly.
Yeah, the worst thing ever.
It's going to be at Pinewood Studios.
Oh, okay.
But that's not New Zealand.
No,
that's not people running around in New Zealand. That's not epic shots of our heroes on a quest in New Zealand. All that cool stuff and those cool scenes, those giant panning scenes where you see Aragorn and Legolas and Gimli running through the mountains, when you see the Fellowship on location climbing a damn mountain. You're not going to get any of that. That's not going to be there because they can't do that on those 360-degree screen stages.
Yeah.
You need flat. That's why almost everything in Star Wars has been desert, 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 desert.
Yep.
Sand.
Because there are limitations to those stages. You can't have you're not walking in a forest. You will be able to tell that is fake.
Oh yeah, I did a full video on this and got into how the volume works, and that's why things look so silly. One of the reasons in Kenobi and Boba Fett, because all the actors had to be either super close together or super far apart. There was no mid range because of the size of the volume. So they had to have Obi-Wan barely catch or almost come close to catching Leia multiple times, because for them to be in the same shot, they had to be like only 6 feet apart. So how do you go on for long enough to not be able to catch someone in a space that small? And so they made it look ridiculous. Go outside. It's okay. You can film outside still.
Yeah.
Apparently not anymore. It's bad. It's very bad. Punkwater says Zaxx did a cool video on that. A soundstage is no replacement for wide open shots on location. I agree with that.
Yep.
They won't be filming on the British countryside either. I can imagine they are. They're going to be on a stage. It's all going to be done on a sound stage or a volume stage, whatever they decide to do. It's all going to be on a stage.
So again, where's the money going? I mean, I genuinely want to know where the hell is it going to be $1 billion per season?
I don't think so. I mean, 250 million of that was them securing the rights.
Yeah.
Okay, so subtract that.
And then they did a lot of promotion for this. They did a lot of promotion. Amazon did a lot of pushing the promotion for this show.
Yeah, I think this is only going to be eight episodes this season too.
Well, that's all any of them are going to be. That's the deal they made. That's the deal Amazon had to make with the Tolkien estate. Nothing can be over 8 episodes. If they were going to go over 8 episodes, they had to have a contract with the rights holders, which was the group that just got sold to, God, what's that company's name?
Saul Zaentz got purchased by Embracer Group.
Yes, Embracer Group. Thank you, brother. Yeah, so if there was anything over 8 episodes, they had to make a deal with them. And instead, they were able to make a deal with Tolkien Estate because they kept it at 8 episodes. 8 episodes or less.
Actually, I think there's even more to it than that. I believe it has to be between 4 and 8. Less than you can't do less than 4 for,
Okay.
because that's a mini series or something like that. It's confusing. I don't really understand it. So, but I did some reading on it, and so they're in that sweet spot right now where they can call it a TV show that's not a movie.
Okay. I didn't know about the 4-episode thing. I knew they had to keep it at 8 or under, but yeah, that totally makes sense. Between 4 and 8 episodes.
Right, because
and that was their. Go ahead.
No, sorry, Loki. I was just going to say that that's how they prevent you from making a movie, because you can make a 4-episode show and it's 2 hours long and really it's a movie.
True.
So far, I think they've every episode's been right at about an hour.
And this from Speaker is something we brought up last week too. Where is the big star in the show? I mean, if you were going to have a big star, where's the big star in the show? It's definitely not Morfydd Clark. She did a couple of things that were good, but I mean, this isn't. So they're not paying her all the money. Where's the big star? Where's your Matt Smith? I mean, you go over, you watch House of Dragon on Sunday, talk about it Monday, or on Friday, watch it over the weekend, whatever you do. You have something to talk about first thing Monday. Why? Because Matt Smith's kicking door downs, burning people alive, cutting them in half. Matt Smith literally cuts a guy in half and drags him out by his fucking hair with his intestines dragging on the ground. And you're like, this is the shit people are going to be talking about. Not about how the Harfoots have fucking grass and sticks in their hair.
Oh.
Yeah. Now that's an elf. Matt Smith is acting very elfy. Over there in House of Dragon.
He's a very angry elf.
Not these fuckers that they have.
An angry elf.
And you know,
I drink
wouldn't
and I know
even mind.
things.
I wouldn't even mind not having a big name draw if the cast was really. I could see them going for an ensemble, fresh faces, you know, kind of to create their own world from the bottom up with new casting. I don't have a problem with that, but the casting is so one-dimensional. The directing, the acting, it's all surface level. It does nothing to draw you in, because when you bond with a character, sometimes you want to know more about the actor behind him who plays the character, or her, or whoever the hell that they're playing. You get interested in the person who is emulating that character. But there's none of that. Nobody cares. I don't care about any of these actors. I just don't, because I'm not relating to them as performers, because everything is so on the nose. It's so surface. It's so flat. There's no spark. They're not even coming together as a cast. I don't even see chemistry within the castmates. I just don't care.
I heard you say flat and thought of Morfydd Clark immediately.
God, do they have her in like the most restrictive sports bra ever?
Yeah.
So she looks like she has a flat chest. Okay, we've got your sports bra. It's 2 sizes too small because it needs to hold you in tight. So just breathe out really quick, and we'll throw it on you. Get everything out, and we'll throw it on you. And then you gotta hold your breath for however long it takes you to do this scene.
That's what I was about to say. I don't know how she breathes.
It's not Galadriel. It's not the most beautiful. Galadriel was the most beautiful woman in the world. In the world of Middle Earth, Galadriel was beyond fair. That's why even Gimli was like, she gave me a strand of her hair, and I immediately fall in love with her.
Yeah. Her hair is supposed to emulate starlight. It was her crowning glory. That's why you could look at her and immediately know she was something special. But no. No, not this time.
Do you guys remember way back? I'm not sure if you were how old everyone is, but the initial teaser trailer for the Lord of the Rings trilogy by Jackson, when they all crest this mountain or crest the hill one by one, all the characters, and you know immediately who they are without having to know. You can just, that's what they look like. Obviously, that's Boromir, that's Aragorn, Legolas, perfect. This is like the opposite of that.
Yeah.
It's when they're on that snow mountain. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
because Tolkien was pretty descriptive and pretty much spelled everything out. I mean, he kind of knew
Yeah,
what
he
he
did.
was doing. So you're right. You saw them and you went, "Yep, so and so, so and so, so and so, so and so." Not so much here.
McKinney draws with a $5 super chat says they're so afraid of anyone bigger than a B cup. Come on. We all know the show ain't faithful to lore. Let those sweater puppies of power out.
But look in Jackson's films. Okay, the women were still beautifully and modestly dressed. It wasn't like their titties were hanging out for all to gawk at, but they were still women by the way they walked, by the way they spoke, by the way that they looked. They were still feminine and still strong, but still beautiful in their mannerisms as well as their looks. You knew who they were. You knew what they were about. We're not getting this here.
If you're a female badass warrior, you got to look like a teenage boy. Yeah, teenage boy.
And I don't get Galadriel. It's almost like they've taken Arwyn and made her more Arwyn than Galadriel. They've tried to make her like
You're
Arwyn,
right.
and that doesn't work.
Yes. And
That's
even
100%
Arwyn had
true.
more grace and style about her. Even in her boy armor, she was still Arwyn. It wasn't like she was trying to emulate a man.
Yeah, that's part of the whole retelling of the trilogy they're doing, where they just flop characters around, and we got female Frodo and female Sam and well, I guess female Aragorn as well, and they got the whole relationship thing going on with the elf and the what's her name, Bronwyn, which is, I think it's supposed to be Aragorn and Arwen, but obviously it falls as short of that as you can get.
And not Gandalf.
Not Gandalf, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's Gandalf. Somebody told me
Gandalf's
the other day that's Sauron. It's not Gandalf. It's Sauron. That the nice guy that's being nice to the Harfoots is actually Sauron. And I was like, yeah, that would be the dumbest shit.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God.
Having Gandalf show up 1,000 years before he's supposed to is stupid. Having Elendil and Isildur.
Oh man.
When they said his name, I was like, what?
No.
Elendil. And then sulky Isildur costed into the fire. He's on the boat. Okay, that's I gotcha. And the snarky sister. All right.
The sister.
What about the big reveal at the end? Adar.
What were you gonna say, Zaxx?
I was gonna say the sister he never had.
The sister he never had.
Gotta have a female in there. Gotta stick him in there somewhere.
I got accepted to engineering school, Daddy.
Well, I will give her this. She was a looker.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the only one again with the bright, pretty color that stands
point.
out. All the other
Bright red
maidens were in that, kind of a pseudo blue, pseudo, shit brown. I mean, but she's in this stunning, beautiful, rich. I'd wear that dress. I'd wear that dress in a heartbeat. I loved that color. Both her and Bronwyn. Beautiful clothes, but nobody else is allowed to wear it. Okay, we see you. We see you. God.
Nice catch. I didn't notice that, Arwen. That's awesome. Good catch.
No.
You're 100% right.
And she has to stand out.
A Dag Outlaw with the $4.99 super chat. Catherine Winnick did a female warrior best. Change my mind.
I can't.
Nope.
She's awesome.
I think what's insulting too is, and this may be a production thing or a directing thing, I don't know, but it's like, to have a strong woman, you have to be petulant, you have to be brash, you have to be rude. Is that what they think men are? And to elevate women to be strong, that's how we have to act? Because I've noticed a pattern. All of these strong women act like men that I wouldn't give the time of day to. So
Yeah.
why the hell do you want me to
Yes.
be like that when I'm not even going to entertain that in my associations of men? Who the hell wants to be like that, men or women?
Because this ever since the Me Too and the Weinstein thing and all of this, the only way they can see this as, oh, okay, this female is strong is if they act and they look like a dude. And like you said, one that you would have absolutely nothing to do with. Look at Terminator Dark Fate. Look at the chick term. You know how beautiful that chick was? Do you know how hot she looked in Blade Runner 2049? She was good looking. I mean, I wouldn't pass her by and not be like, dang, you know, woo woo. Then you see her with this short dyke hair, fucking wife beater, acts flat chested, acts like a man, walks like a man, talks like a man, and even the director's like, toxic males will have the shit scared out of them this November when Terminator. Fuck you. Fuck you. And then now he's come back and said, you know what? I was an idiot. I let myself get carried away with all this shit, people in my ear talking all this shit. And I shouldn't have made that movie like that. Oh, really? Genius. Well, we were all Issos and Yahtzees by saying it was shit in the first place. Are we going to get that from some of these people? You know, what we did to Lord of the Rings was wrong. Oh, no shit.
No, I don't think they're ever going to admit that. Got too much money invested.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't have, but oh well, it came out anyway. If they want to fucking take me down for it, by God, I can see my exile later coming on the 1st of next month. I'm sorry, you're no longer allowed in the partnership program on YouTube. Sucker.
Well, this is what happens when you have dudes try to write strong women. They think about people they don't like, guys they don't like, and say, we'll just have her do those things. It'll be the worst guy we know. We'll just make it a girl, and that's how you write that character. It's bad. And like Disney took it so far as to actually make Taskmaster a boy most of the time.
I'm going to add one caveat.
Yeah, you saw the nuts. You saw the nuts.
Woke dudes. Because men have been writing strong women characters for years, and they've been very successful at it. They haven't been this petulant, assholery, you just want nothing to do with them kind of thing.
Well, that's because feminine is okay. To be feminine, not feminism, but to be feminine now is bad. It's a sign of weakness. You don't want to be feminine. So they can't write them as feminine. To be a motherhood, being proud of that is bad. You don't want to do that now. You don't want to be seen as someone who can bear a child. That is bad. All of that's bad. So to be feminine, to be a mother, any of that, like what you get with Ripley in Aliens is this you get a strong woman, you get a feminine woman, and you get a mother, someone who's looking after someone. The Newt aspect in that story is all about her relationship with Newt. Like, she had a relationship with her child who she's lost because she aged out. So you've got all these things in femininity that are twirling around Ripley while all this evil shit's going on. And it grounds her as a woman. You're able to look at her like this beautiful woman that can kick ass, take names, and doesn't put up with any shit. She doesn't come off as a total bitch because she's not acting like a total bitch. Yeah. Now strength is total bitch. No femininity, no motherhood, no none of that, no sexy appeal, no nothing. You just want to be a total bitch, and that's going to make you a strong, an insufferable twat. Mm-hmm. And that is supposed to make you strong.
And I find that insulting to my very core. I truly do. Because that is not, and it's not just, because I'm a chicky chick. You don't have to be a chicky chick into chick things to be a woman and to be insulted by that. We are not men. We are not meant to be men. We do not have to be like men. to be strong, to be independent, to be powerful. Strength comes in many different ways. And for them to tell us, no, this is how you need to be, or you're being oppressed by the patriarchy, fuck all the way off, double birds, cocked and ready and loaded. That's what I have to say to that.
Think about this. Think about A Quiet Place. Not a perfect film from a few years ago, but Emily Blunt in that movie, was she not a strong character? Of course she was.
Yes. Yes.
But she didn't have to be the man of the house.
Right. Right.
So they can do it.
She always plays a strong character. At one with Tom Cruise, yeah, she played a badass in that one too.
She's still likable.
Yep. There's so many good female characters. I mean, Kate Blanchett, I mean, she's just class altogether.
Mm-hmm.
It's, you know.
Even Arwyn in Lord of the Rings. And let's take Jackson's films. Even she was an incredibly strong character. Yes, maybe it was Aragorn out fighting the orcs and, you know, kind of bringing home the bacon kind of thing. And she was the stay-at-home wife, but she was the strength behind him. It was her love and it was her nurturing and her counsel and guidance that kept him going. What the hell is wrong with that? Why do women always have to be out in the forefront being the warriors? Why can't we be the strength behind the warrior that gives him the drive to go out and fight, that gives him that desire to seek a better world?
Yeah.
Love. Why can't love be the strength? They've twisted it now. They've corrupted it.
Because to be behind a man is bad.
According to them, yeah.
According to them, to be behind a man is bad.
And overcoming is bad. You can't have to, if you're a female character, you should never have to overcome anything now. But if you think about the trilogy, Arwyn, strong character. She was going to war. She takes out the Witch King. So she's powerful. She's strong. She can fight. But before the charge on Pelennor Field, she's terrified.
Yeah.
And she overcomes her fear.
That's right.
And that's what makes her character.
Who wouldn't be? Who wouldn't be terrified?
I love that line when she says, you know, why can't, and I'm paraphrasing, but why can't we all fight for those that we love?
Mm-hmm.
In our own way. Why can't we, you know, in her own way, she contributed. And it wasn't just on the
everyone in the world, every person in the world has a fight or flight response. Overcoming, like what Zaxx was talking about, overcoming the desire to run, especially in a situation like that, that is something that Tolkien himself dealt with in World War I. He said so himself. Only one of his friends came back with him from World War I. He lost the majority of the people he knew, his friends, his fellows, the people he grew up with, the guys that he went to school with, to a war that, of course, you're going to, when you are put in that position, you either want to run or you want to fight. Overcoming that is something you have to do. There is no ifs, ands, buts about it. And there are people that can't. There are people that run. At the first sign of, oh my God, things have gone to shit, I'm out. And that's part of the human response. That's part of what's inside is I'm going to run or I'm going to stand my ground and I'm going to fight. That's human. That's human nature. Her feeling that is part of what it means to be a human. Mm-hmm. There is no, I have never felt anything. I just go in and blah, blah, blah. No, everybody experiences that at some point in time.
Well said, Loki. That's bang on.
And that's what's missing in our lead character, Galadriel. Yes. That's what's missing. That humility, that fear of the unknown, that uncertainty, that, damn it, you know, the whole Frodo, I want to do it, but I just don't know how. But I'm going to do it. I will find a way. It may take me a while, but I'll get it done. All of that is missing in our lead character for the show. That's why she is one note. She is always on the surface with, I am who I am, and I'm going to do this, and everybody else sucks because it's only my pain, it's only my sorrow, it's only my quest, blah, 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 blah. That's not life.
When
It's not
everything is
real.
easy, nothing you do matters.
That's right. That's right. And you know, if anybody is a gamer out there, how fun is it to run through a game on like, just walk through mode where you can walk through something and you don't have to ever worry about like any kind of challenge, any kind of skill needing to be put into it. I understand there's like baby mode. And anybody out there that remembers Wolfenstein remembers when, like, you know, it had the guy had the little baby bonnet with the little thing in his mouth. It's because it wants you to challenge yourself. If there is no challenge, if there is no danger, if there is no chance of failure, what are you doing?
Then there's no
Taking
reward.
a stroll? There's no reward.
No reward.
And there's no learning experience from that, like Zaxx brought up. McKinney draws a $20 super chat. Being behind a man is bad. It's been established in She-Bulk that women are not allowed to be inspired or influenced or assisted by a man. They all have to be strong because of the patriarchy. F that. No, absolutely.
Disney's bought into that so hard that they can't see out of it anymore. I mean, they're looking out of their asshole.
And thank you so very much, McKinney Draws, for that $20 super chat. You guys keep the fires burning bright here in Valhalla. Skål!
Oh.
A dollar? I've never seen a dollar. Nobody's got a dollar. Let us see the dollar. There it is. It's beautiful. Take your hat off, boy. That's a dollar bill.
Take your hat off, boy. That's a dollar bill. If you guys had to give this episode a rating, what would it be? We will start with Arwyn, go to Zaxx, go to Dave Bob, and then I'll give my...
God. On a scale from 1 to 10,
Sure.
0.5.
What
And
do you
the
give it
0.5
0.5 for?
For the when they sail into Numenor. That beautiful
Yeah.
shot. The rest was agonizing. I rolled my eyes so much. Okay, all right. And maybe the 0.5 because the Chihuahua Ward made me laugh so hard. I thought it was going to be my pants. I'm like, oh my God, it's Chihuahua.
But they killed Stinky. They killed Stinky.
Stinky should have been killed from moment one. I didn't give a shit about Stinky or any of them. Oh no, this one was bad. This one was bad. So yeah, 0.5, y'all.
0.5. Zaxx.
What's the least I can give it?
A 0. You give it a 0. You can give it a negative. If you want to go negative, by all means, you can go into negative territory.
I would give it. That's a tough one because it was really, really, really bad. But I did like the view of Numenor. So, but that's a bit charitable. I'm going to give it a 0.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dave Bob.
I don't know. 0.25. 0.25.
0.25.
I was thinking of that
Why
one
did-
too.
Why did you give it the 0.25?
Strictly because of the good-looking gal that got to be an engineer.
Oh, a steel door sister that never
Yeah.
existed.
I can't remember her name.
I don't know, neither can I. Erin.
Yeah, something.
I'm gonna give it a 0. I thought it was absolutely horrible. Sure, you've got the scene in Numenor, and sure the statues look cool, but I wanna point something out, and they did this exact same thing with the Elven City last week. A lot of the buildings you see are cut and paste. They even have a scene where they've got 2 of the exact same building, and I think they have the exact same hedge on the top of the building between another building. And you're like, that's the exact same. It's like they just copied and pasted
Good catch.
one over the other. You literally see that because it's a close-up shot, and you see both one building on the left, one building on the right, and you're like, that's the exact same building. There's no difference
Wow.
whatsoever between that
Spec
building
built
and that building.
subdivision, Loki. Spec built subdivision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you look at the Elven city, all the tops of the towers are exactly the same. They're exactly the same tops, floated throughout the little city they've got. This is the one where Gil-galad talks to Galadriel, and where Elrond meets with oh, my good friend Galadriel. Oh yes, you are right. I am a man and I'm wrong about everything. My name is Elrond, MD. Doogie Elrond. I'm too young to know what you've seen and not seen. Maybe one day I'll see. God, Josh, you keep me laughing my ass off with that.
I wonder if his buddy's still waiting out there at the.
Oh God, yeah.
In his powder blue robe, yeah.
Oh. You know, I realized something now, Loki, from hearing that review. It's that this is a show that would benefit from. Let's say you need to wear glasses, like really thick prescription glasses, and you take them off. It makes the show better.
Yes. Oh yeah. When I went to see Star Trek: The Motion Picture was when I found out I needed glasses, because I was like squinting at the screen, and my girl's like, "Here, put these on real quick." And I put them on, and I was like, "Oh my God, it's in 4K. It looks absolutely wonderful." She's like, "Yeah, you need glasses. Give me those back." I'm like, "Son of a bitch." Yeah. If you can't see it, I mean, if you're sitting, 20 feet away from your TV, and you're looking at, a 60-inch TV, and you just don't notice it. I'm on a 40-inch 4K here on my desk. So I'm looking at this, I'm going, that's exactly the same damn TV. Maybe that's why. Maybe it's because it's right up in my face. Maybe that's why. I don't know, but it's still, I could tell, okay, you just cut and paste 2 fucking buildings. They're the exact same building. How many times did you do that with the breakaway shot where you were just like cut and paste, 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 cut and paste? Mm-hmm. Okay, it looks good. Next. That's lazy. You have $1 billion? Where's the people that made the White City? Where's the people that made Gondor?
Yes.
Where's the people that made the armor for the warriors of Gondor?
Right.
The elves.
They're not there.
They're not there. They're not working on this project.
They're working on House of Dragons.
Yeah, probably.
The armor in that show looks lit. I don't know if you've seen that, Zaxx.
The
armor in that show, Damon's armor and the armor for the King's Guard. I was just like, look at the detail. Look at all the work they did on this armor. And then we go over here, and it looks like gray blobs in a video game before the assets drop onto them.
Yes.
Not a single drop of love went into this show. Not a single drop of love.
No. All activism, no love.
And maybe that's what the difference is. No love. The workshop that made all the armor for the Lord of the Rings trilogy, they made a killing. That brought them out of like, well, we're just a local metal workshop to we made armor for Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
There's going to be none of that here.
Talk about a stamp on your resume. I made armor for Lord of the Rings.
No kidding.
Damn.
And that's all they did for like 4 years was pound out armor, swords, shields. I mean, imagine that. Imagine working your ass off like that. And then you're like, well, what do you want to do now? I don't know. I guess we could make armor we can sell armor. We can make armor and sell it now. Sure. Why not? You do anything. You go anywhere and you do anything. You made shit for Lord of the Rings. What's going to come out of this? I worked on Rings of Power. Yeah, we don't want you.
Nope.
That goes in the minus check mark.
Yeah, who wants I made armor for the Rings of Power on their resume?
I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Zaxx. I'm sorry to hear that. Looking over your resume, I see you made armor for Lord of the Rings. I'm so sorry. But guys, that's it. That's it for this morning. Anything you guys want to shout out that you have coming up, by all means, now is the time.
If y'all want to hear more Rings of Power Talk, Shield Maidens at 7 Eastern on my channel Monday night. I am dying to hear what Louise, Ari, and Arlena think about this. I really am, because we don't talk about it beforehand. And I know Arlena herself purposely does not watch any reviews. She just watches the show so she can come into it fresh. And, you know, she can kind of get her own feel on it. And wow, she emptied both barrels last week. So
I like this from Sort of Poopus. Oh, you mean you printed a T-shirt?
Yeah.
Yes.
Shady.
They got caught. Yes, they did. They got caught. Rubber armor over a T-shirt.
I'm dead.
That's perfect.
So
I gotta,
comfortable.
yeah. I've got I do live streams every Thursday night, 8:15 Central, 8 p.m. Central, 8:15 p.m. Central. And on my channel, which you can find by searching Zaxx7 on YouTube, will take you right to me. Had a crazy week sub-wise. It's been a lot of fun. And yeah, on Mondays, I'm on Sporking News podcast channel doing reviewing House of the Dragon.
No, nice.
Heck yeah, brother. And congratulations.
Thanks, man.
Congratulations on the explosion. When that algorithm hits, brother, ride it.
Yeah,
Just keep riding it and keep enjoying it.
That's all you can do. Because you never know when it's going to change.
That's right. Yeah. And sometimes you don't even know what you did. Sometimes
I don't know
you
what
don't
I
even
did.
know what the hell you did. So, but you've got a great up and coming channel. Congratulations, and keep it going, man. Seriously.
Thank you. Then thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining us. I know you couldn't make it last week, but thank you. I know Starry's out this week because of what has happened over on her side of the pond. All our hearts go out to our UK friends or Canadian friends. There's going to be a stream later today at 12 p.m. on Rambling Canucks channel to talk about the Queen. Great guy, absolutely wonderful guy. He's going to be doing a stream about the Queen and what it was like in Canada, because we don't have any of that in the States, so it's different. Most of what I knew about the Queen was from my mom, so I'm going to go on there and talk about that. Chris Berger with $5 Canadian super chat said, "Thank you to this new fellowship for reviewing the darkness that is Amazon's Rings of Power and for bringing levity to our morning skull." Chris, that is the only way I can get through this, is laughing my ass off at it.
Gotta joke about it, because otherwise it would be too painful.
And if it wasn't for these people here, if it wasn't for Josh this morning, Arwyn, Dave, Bob, Zaxx, I wouldn't be able to get through this. It'd be one constant, like I'm on fire, like freaking Hades in the Hercules movie, that Disney. I'd just be lit constantly. And after an hour of screaming, cussing, bitching, I'd go, "Where's the Tylenol?"
Yeah. Or where's the
Where's
booze?
the Tylenol? Where's the booze?
Where's the booze? Yeah.
So guys, I'll be back on later today at noon with Canuck. We're going to do a game stream later tonight with Daryl the Derelict. So check that out. We're going to do an Among Us game stream. I haven't played Among Us in forever, so we'll see if my murder skills are still up to the test. And we're going to have the late show tonight at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. We go an hour early from now on with Mexican Iron Man and guests. So please join us for that. Until then, take care, stay humble, be excellent to each other. Always speak friend to enter. We'll see you guys on the next Mornings of Mischief. Later, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.